Let's talk pelvic floor relaxation or reverse Kegels. So we're going to be going through three things. So the first one is positioning. So there's different positions you can do this exercise. The easiest position is where you're lying on your back with your knees bent, or lying on your back with your knees straight as well. The next position is sitting. Sitting makes it a little bit tougher because we're using gravity. And then also standing. Standing is the toughest position to be in. The second thing we want to consider is our breath when we're doing this. So it's important to know when we're breathing, we want to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. The way that we want to do this breath is a deep breath into that lower abdomen. And what you want to think of is like a three-dimensional breath as well. You're trying to think of an umbrella fully expanding. It's going out in the front, into the sides, but then also into the back. So I'll demonstrate here. So you see everything into my lower abdomen is expanding. Nothing's kind of expanding into my chest as I'm doing that big inhale. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the actual pelvic floor part of it, directing your breath. So I'm going to give you some cues here. If we take a look at that pelvic floor into here, you're going to want to think of the pelvic floor muscles like a hammock. So when you're taking that big inhale, what the hammock is doing is just kind of letting go a little bit. So it's just going down like that, it's letting go, and then as you exhale, the hammock just comes up. So inhale, it's letting go, exhale is just coming up into there. You can also think of there's a flower in your pelvic floor region and it's just blooming as you take that big inhale into this lower abdomen area. Or if you want to get technical and you want to actually think about the bones, what we're going to be looking at here, so this is your pubic bone here and this is your tailbone. So as you take that big inhale in, you're trying to think of your tailbone and your pubic bone is just spreading away from each other. It's just letting go. The same thing you can think of is your sitting bones, those two bones that you feel when you sit on them. As you take that big inhale, they're just spreading away from each other on the inhale, and on the exhale, they're just kind of coming back in. We're going to put all of these three things together. So we're thinking of position. I'm going to choose sitting. The next thing we're going to think of is that breathing pattern and that big expansion into the lower abdomen. And then I'm also going to be thinking of my pelvic floor and just letting things release as I take that inhale. So